Imagine being thrown back 40,000 years ago, right into the middle of a freezing European forest during the Ice Age. In front of you, two of the most dominant human species on Earth stand face to face. On the left is the Neanderthal, a powerful human with a barrel chest as hard as rock. On the right is Homo Sapiens, our direct ancestor, built with a much leaner frame. If these two prehistoric humans were trapped in an arena and forced into a one-on-one duel to the death with no tribes to help them, who would walk out alive? Most people assume Homo sapiens would win simply because we are the pinnacle of evolution. However, if we are talking about pure physical combat, the answer will absolutely shock you. Let's break down the biological facts that have been hidden from your history books. First, let's examine our first fighter, Homo neanderthalis. They were not the dumb cavemen depicted in Hollywood movies. They were ultimate combat machines, custom designed by nature to survive the most extreme environments on Earth. Anatomically speaking, a Neanderthal was a walking tank. They might have been slightly shorter than Homo sapiens, standing at around 160 to 165 centimeters. But make no mistake, their muscle mass was 20 to 30% denser than that of modern humans. Their bones were much thicker, featuring massive joints built to withstand incredible impacts. Their chests were shaped like barrels, housing massive lungs to inhale more oxygen in the freezing air. What about their strength? Modern anthropological research estimates that a single adult Neanderthal arm could generate power equivalent to a professional weightlifter or a heavyweight MMA fighter today. They routinely wrestled large animals like bison and woolly rhinos just to survive. If a Neanderthal managed to lock his hands around your neck, it was game over. Now, let's look at our second fighter, our ancestor, Homo sapiens. If the Neanderthal was a tank, Homo sapiens was a sports car. The Homo sapiens body was designed to be taller, leaner, and more agile. Our bones were lighter, meaning we required far less energy to move around. The primary physical advantage of Homo sapiens was not explosive raw power, but rather energy efficiency and endurance. We are the best long-distance runners on the planet. Thanks to our long leg and hip structure, Homo sapiens could keep moving for hours without experiencing extreme muscle fatigue. In addition, Homo sapiens possessed a unique shoulder anatomy. Our shoulders were incredibly flexible, allowing us to throw objects with a speed, accuracy, and distance that no other primate or prehistoric human species, including Neanderthals, could replicate. Now, let's simulate this one-on-one fight inside a closed arena. The whistle blows. In the opening seconds, the Neanderthal would immediately take the offensive initiative. With massive lower body strength, he would charge forward like a starving grizzly bear. If this fight immediately turned into close-quarters brawling or ground fighting, Homo sapiens wouldn't stand a single chance. The Neanderthal would crush the sapiens' ribcage through sheer hugging strength alone, or snap his arm with a single twist. In a pure wrestling arena, the Neanderthal wins 10 out of 10 times. However, Homo sapiens was not stupid. The sapiens' brain knew they were outmatched in strength. Therefore, the best tactic for the sapiens would be to keep their distance and exploit their agility. The sapiens would constantly dance around the arena, letting the heavy-set Neanderthal burn through his own energy supply. And here lies the sapiens' secret weapon, long-range weaponry. Neanderthals hunted using heavy, thick spears designed to thrust directly into prey at point-blank range. They couldn't throw spears effectively due to their stiff shoulder structure. In contrast, Homo sapiens carried lightweight, aerodynamic throwing spears. Before the Neanderthal could even touch the sapiens, a stone-tipped wooden spear would fly across a 15-meter gap, piercing the giant's chest. In a realistic one-on-one duel out in the wild, the clever and agile Homo sapiens would win by taking down the Neanderthal from a safe distance, well before any physical contact could ever happen. So, who's the ultimate winner?
In terms of raw muscle power, the Neanderthal is the undisputed champion. However, evolution doesn't care about how big your muscles are. Evolution only cares about who can adapt best and create more efficient technology. In fact, this exact clash happened in the real world thousands of years ago, not in a closed arena, but on the grand stage of Earth's history. And we all know who went extinct. The Neanderthals lost because their massive bodies required a huge amount of daily calories in the middle of a brutal ice age, while Homo sapiens managed to survive thanks to long-range weapons, tactical intelligence, and extraordinary group cooperation. Raw physical strength might win a single duel, but intelligence and efficiency are what win the war of evolution. What do you think? If sapiens were not allowed to use any weapons at all, would you still bet on our ancestors? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, and see you in the next video.